Hi everybody, Dan Illman taking a look at Sunday's feature race at Saratoga. It's the $100,000 Summer Colony Stakes. Card it is race number 4. You can bet it with a new DRF Bets account and 10 times the sign-up bonus that comes along with it. Learn more at drf.com/bet. Let's take a look at this field of fillies and mares getting set to go 1 1/8 miles in the Summer Colony Stakes. A field of 5 expected to go. The morning line favorite is the number 1 Awestruck, and you can look at Awestruck one of 2 different ways. You can say, listen, this is a potentially vulnerable favorite. She is the only horse in this race that is yet to win around 2 turns, and she is highly questionable at 1 1/8 miles. Or you can say she has just been facing better horses in her last few races. She is getting the class relief she needs, and she has the tactical speed to work out a good trip under a Rad Ortiz. I love the way she won her 1-turn mile race at Churchill Downs 3 starts back, earning a career best 89 Beyer speed figure. Using stalk and pounce tactics, she attacked the co-favorite on the turn from the outside, put that horse away with a minimum of fuss, and it was basically hands and heels encouragement from Brian Hernandez Jr. In her last 2 races, she's faced arguably better. In the Fleur de Lis, a graded stakes race, she was in against Blue Prize and Farrell at the 1 1/8 distance. She didn't last that distance. Was it the distance? Was it the competition? Was it both? Last time out in the Mary Holman George Stakes at Indiana Grand, she also took on a nice filly. That was Pinch Hit, who came back to run 3rd last week in the Grade 3 Gardenia Stakes with an 87 Beyer speed figure. Awestruck made the lead that day, was pressed by Pinch Hit, fought hard all the way down to the wire, and was just beaten by Pinch Hit that day, a better horse. Awestruck, again, a little bit of class relief here, can work out a trip as we see from the Timeform US Pace Projector. This is a short field. I wouldn't be surprised if they are not going fast up front, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rad Ortiz takes advantage of his thin inside post and sends Awestruck to the front instead of the 2 or the 4 sharing the lead. Perhaps Awestruck could try to make the lead and back down the pace. Perhaps that's her best chance of getting the 1 1/8 miles. The number 2 is A Place to Shine, and I think you don't want to sleep on A Place to Shine because she ran really well last time out in her 5-year-old debut. It was her first start in about 6 months, and she earned a career best 85 Beyer speed figure, albeit over a sloppy track. But look at the mare she finished ahead of. Teresa Z was 3rd in that Serena's Song Stakes. Teresa Z has come back to run twice. She won the Obeah at Delaware with an 85 Beyer, and then ran 3rd in the Grade 2 Delaware Handicap behind a legitimate Grade 1 stakes horse in a late, earning a 90 Beyer speed figure. A Place to Shine is very comfortable around the 2-turn distance. As we saw from the Timeform US Pace Projector, she is also versatile, and if she improves just a little bit off that most recent start, she is a prime contender. The number 3 is Forever Liesl, who's just a little bit slow on Beyer speed figures. The best Beyer is a 78 on paper. She won last time out at Laurel, going through her non-winners of 2 other than conditions in a 1-turn mile race, and she won that race in solid fashion. She has also done some good work around 2 turns in the past, and she is a horse that could be forwardly placed as well. It will be very interesting to see how this pace shakes out because all 4 horses have tactical speed. All 4 horses could make the lead if their jockeys are very, very aggressive. Forever Liesl, though, just needs to run a little bit faster on the Beyers. Not so for the 4 Moonlit Garden, who brings the best last Beyer into this race, a 93 earned in that aforementioned Lady Secret Stakes, finishing 2nd behind Divine Miss Gray. And Divine Miss Gray was 2 to 5 that day. She's had a really nice year for Danny Gargan, and Moonlight Garden tried hard every step to get to Divine Miss Gray, and she just couldn't do it. But it was a breakthrough performance, and if you throw out the Polytrack race 2 starts back, you're left with a 93 Beyer in the Lady Secret, an 85 Beyer in allowance race on dirt at Keeneland, and a maiden win by almost 10 lengths on dirt at the fairgrounds. She has found her niche going 2 turns on the dirt. She draws outside the other speeds, and it's possible that Jose Ortiz is just going to let those horses go, park on the outside clear of traffic, and will try to make her move on the turn. Moonlit Garden fits very well in this spot. The 5 is No More Rich Blondes, who's scratched out of a race at Laurel on Friday, but it's uncertain as to whether Arnaud de la Cour will return this horse off of over a 1-year layoff in a 9-furlong race at Saratoga. Saratoga. This horse was purchased for $500,000 at the Fasig-Tipton November sale. She has not raced since the UAE Derby of 2017, where she was simply overmatched against males. But one start prior, she handled this distance just fine in grabbing the Grade 3 UAE Oaks. She blossomed when stretched out around 2 turns in Dubai in 2017. I really respect the work Arnaud Delacour does, especially with layoff runners, but this could be a bit of a tough spot, especially if she's trying to come from off the pace. I'd expect her to be last if she does start here, and I don't expect the pace to be fast. Maybe she'll need a race off of the layoff. Interesting race, the Summer Colony, race number 4. As we take a look at my top selection, I do think that Awestruck, if she drifts a little bit to 2-1 or so, 9-5, 2-1 is fair. I think the 7-5 is a little bit light considering the distance questions, but I think she just fits very well here from a class standpoint, and I think she can work out a nice trip. I'd go 1-4-2 in the $100,000 Summer Colony Stakes, the feature at the Spa on Sunday, a race you can bet with your new DRF Bets account and the 10-time sign-up bonus that comes along with it. drf.com/bet for more information. Approximate post time for the Summer Colony, 2:41 Eastern. Good luck.